Are you tired of forgetting every English word you learn? Do you study for hours only to blank out when you need to speak? Let me ask you something that will hurt. If someone gave you 1 year to become fluent in English or lose everything you care about, would you survive? Would your current methods save you? The brutal truth is this: you don't have a memory problem, you have a system problem. And that system is killing your potential every single day. This video will not just teach you English vocabulary, this video will rebuild the way your brain works. We're going to construct something ancient, something powerful, something that will make you unstoppable, your mind palace. By the end of this video, you'll memorize 100 English words in 1 hour, and you'll never forget them. But more importantly, you'll discover the truth about your own mind. This is your wake-up call. The time to change is not tomorrow, not next week, right now. If you're ready to stop being a victim of your own excuses, subscribe to this channel right now, because we don't just teach English here, we help you transform your life. Let's start with the brutal truth nobody wants to tell you. You forget everything because you never truly learned it in the first place. You've been lied to your entire life about how memory works. They told you to repeat words 1,000 times, to write them down over and over, to use flashcards until your eyes bleed. And what happened? You forgot them anyway. The reason is simple and painful. Your brain doesn't care about boring information. Your brain is designed for survival, not for memorizing lists of random vocabulary. When you try to force words into your head without meaning, without emotion, without location, your brain sees it as garbage and throws it away. That's why you forget. Not because you're not smart enough, but because you're fighting against 10,000 years of human evolution. Time is killing you right now. Every day you waste using the wrong method is a day you'll never get back. Every conversation you avoid because you can't remember the right words is a moment of shame you'll carry forever. And here's the worst part. You know this. Deep down you know you're capable of so much more. You see other people speaking fluently and you tell yourself lies. You say they're lucky, they're younger, they have more time, they're naturally talented. But those are just excuses. And excuses are nothing but lies you tell yourself to avoid the pain of action. Let me tell you about Dominic O'Brien. He was called stupid as a child. Teachers told him he'd never amount to anything because he couldn't remember basic facts. Today he's an 8-time world memory champion who can memorize the order of 52 decks of cards. What changed? He discovered the method we're about to learn. He built a mind palace. The ancient Greeks used this technique 2,500 years ago. Roman senators memorized hours of speeches without notes. Medieval scholars stored entire books in their minds. This isn't new. This isn't a trick. This is how human memory actually works. And you've been ignoring it your entire life. Your mind is not a filing cabinet where you store information in neat little folders. Your mind is a palace, a massive 3-dimensional space where every room holds infinite knowledge. But right now your palace is empty. It's dark. You've been trying to remember things by shoving them into a closet and hoping they stay there. That's insane. Imagine trying to find one specific book in a dark room with 10,000 books thrown on the floor. That's what you do every time you try to remember a word through repetition alone. Now imagine walking into a beautiful palace where every room has a theme, every corner has a memory, every object tells a story. You walk through the front door and there's the word ambitious represented by a friend of yours climbing a golden staircase, refusing to stop. You turn left into the kitchen and see the word boil as a massive pot bubbling over with red liquid, steam filling the room. You walk upstairs and in the bedroom the word whisper is shown by someone speaking so softly you have to lean in to hear them, their breath tickling your ear. Which method makes those words unforgettable? The boring repetition or the vivid palace? You already know the answer. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to build your mind palace from the foundation up, and we're going to fill it with 100 essential English words that you'll use every single day. But this isn't just about vocabulary. This is about rewiring your brain. This is about discovering that you have a superpower you never knew existed. This is about proving to yourself that you are not broken, you are not stupid, you have simply never been taught the truth. The method we're using is called the method of Loci, the foundation of all memory championships, the secret of every polyglot who speaks 10 languages. It works because it uses what your brain is already excellent at, remembering spaces, images, emotions, and stories. Let's talk about why you keep failing with traditional methods. Your brain has 2 types of memory: short-term and long-term. Short-term memory is weak, fragile, temporary. It's like writing in sand on a beach. The tide comes in and everything disappears. When you repeat a word 50 times, you're using short-term memory. That's why you forget it the next day. Long-term memory is different. Long-term memory is carved in stone. It's permanent. It's powerful. But your brain only moves information into long-term memory if it believes that information is important for survival. How does your brain decide what's important? 3 things: emotion, location, and story. If something makes you feel strongly, your brain remembers it. If something happens in a specific place, your brain remembers it. If something is part of a story with a beginning, middle, and end, your brain remembers it. This is not theory, this is neuroscience. The hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory, lights up like a Christmas tree when you imagine walking through spaces. Spatial memory is the strongest type of memory humans have. We evolved for millions of years navigating physical environments, remembering where food was, where danger was, where home was. Your ancestors survived because they could remember the location of every resource and every threat. That's why you can remember the layout of your childhood home 20 years later, but you can't remember a word you studied yesterday. We're going to hijack this ancient survival mechanism and use it to master English. The first step in building your mind palace is choosing your location. This must be a real place that you know intimately. It cannot be imaginary, because your brain needs to anchor these memories to something concrete. Most people start with their childhood home, their current home, or their route to work. The key is that you must be able to walk through this place in your mind with perfect clarity. Close your eyes right now and choose your location. Can you see the front door? Can you see what's on the left when you enter? Can you see what's on the right? Can you walk from room to room without hesitation? If yes, you have your palace. If no, choose a simpler location. A single room is enough to start. Your bedroom is perfect. You know every corner, every piece of furniture, every detail. That's where we begin. Now we establish the journey. Memory champions call this the route. You must have a consistent path through your palace that never changes. Always enter through the same door. Always turn in the same direction. Always visit locations in the same order. Why? Because your brain craves patterns. Consistency transforms chaos into structure. If you randomly wander through your palace, you'll get lost. But if you follow the same route every time, your brain builds a highway. The information flows effortlessly. Let's create your route right now. Imagine you're standing outside your bedroom door. You open it and step inside. What's the first thing you see directly in front of you? Maybe it's your bed. That's location 1. Turn to your left. What do you see? Maybe it's a window. That's location 2. Continue turning left around the room. Maybe there's a desk. That's location 3. Keep going until you've identified 10 distinct locations in your bedroom. Write them down if you need to, but the goal is to make this route so automatic that you could walk it in your sleep. Practice it 3 times right now. Walk through your 10 locations in your mind. This takes 30 seconds. Do it now. First walk, second walk, third walk. Good. You've just created the foundation of your mind palace. Here's where the magic happens. We're going to place English words at each location using vivid, bizarre, emotional images. The stranger the image, the better you'll remember it. Your brain ignores normal things because normal means safe, and safe means not worth remembering. But weird, shocking, funny, disgusting, these things grab your brain's attention like a fire alarm. We're going to use a technique called exaggeration and action. Every word you want to remember becomes a movie scene happening at one of your locations. Let's practice with 10 words right now, words you need for everyday English conversation. Location 1 is your bed. The word is exhausted. Don't just think of the word. See yourself collapsing onto the bed so tired that you sink into the mattress like it's quicksand. You're so exhausted you can't move. Your body is made of lead. You're wearing clothes covered in mud and sweat. You can feel the softness of the pillow, smell the fresh sheets, hear your own breathing slowing down. Make it vivid. Make it personal. Make it emotional. Now move to location 2, your window. The word is foggy. See thick grey fog pressing against the glass so heavy you can't see anything outside. The fog is alive, moving like smoke, and when you touch the window it's ice cold and covered in condensation. You draw a word in the moisture with your finger and watch it drip down. You can hear nothing outside because the fog absorbs all sound. It's eerie, it's mysterious. Location 3 is your desk. The word is organize. See hundreds of papers scattered across your desk in total chaos. Then watch as invisible hands start organizing everything at super speed. Papers fly into neat stacks. Pens jump into holders. Books arrange themselves by size. In 5 seconds, the desk transforms from disaster to perfection. You can hear the rustling of paper, see the colors of different folders, feel satisfaction at the order. Location 4 might be your closet. The word is wrinkled. Open the closet and see every piece of clothing inside is ridiculously wrinkled, so wrinkled it looks like crumpled paper. You pull out a shirt and it's so wrinkled it's stiff. You try to smooth it with your hands, but the wrinkles won't come out. You can feel the rough texture, see the deep creases, maybe even smell that musty smell of clothes left in a pile too long. Location 5 could be a poster on your wall. The word is inspire. The person in the poster comes to life and steps out of the frame. They start giving you a motivational speech, pointing at you, their voice echoing in the room. You feel your heart beating faster, feel goosebumps on your arms, feel a surge of energy, like you could run through a wall. They're inspiring you and the feeling is electric. Location 6 might be a lamp. The word is dim. The lamp starts flickering, getting dimmer and dimmer until the room is almost completely dark. You try to turn it brighter, but the switch doesn't work. You can barely see your hand in front of your face. The dim light creates shadows that move on the walls. There's a feeling of unease, of something being wrong. Location 7 could be a mirror. The word is confident. You look in the mirror and see yourself standing taller, shoulders back, chin up. Your reflection looks powerful, unshakable, like a warrior. Your eyes are bright and fierce. You smile, and it's the smile of someone who fears nothing. You feel the confidence radiating from the mirror, and you stand a little taller yourself. Location 8 might be a bookshelf. The word is ancient. The books on the shelf transform into old leather-bound volumes covered in dust. They smell like old paper and time. You pull one out and it's so ancient the pages are yellow and brittle. You open it carefully and see handwriting in a language you don't recognize. The book feels heavy with history, with secrets from 1,000 years ago. Location 9 could be your shoes by the door. The word is uncomfortable. You put on the shoes and immediately they're painfully uncomfortable. They're too tight, squeezing your feet like a vice. There's a rock inside pressing into your heel. You try to walk and you're limping, wincing with every step. You can feel the pain shooting up your leg, the frustration of not being able to take them off. Location 10 might be the doorway itself. The word is opportunity. The door is golden and glowing. It's slightly open and you can see beautiful light streaming through the crack. You hear music, laughter, success on the other side. You know that if you push this door open, everything you've ever wanted is waiting. It's your opportunity, and it's right there, one step away. You can feel the warmth of the light on your face, the pull of possibility. Stop. Close your eyes and walk through your route again. Start at location 1, your bed. What word is there? Exhausted. Move to location 2, the window. What's the word? Foggy. Continue through all 10 locations. If you can remember even 7 out of 10 on your first try, you've just proven something extraordinary. Your brain is far more powerful than you believed. If you forgot some, it's because your images weren't vivid enough. Go back and make them more intense, more emotional, more bizarre. The rule is simple. Boring doesn't stick, intense does. Now let's talk about the war you're fighting. This is not just about English vocabulary. This is about conquering your own mind. Every time you say, I can't remember things, you're surrendering. Every time you say, I'm not good at languages, you're choosing defeat. Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy, and the choice is yours. The Mind Palace technique proves that you don't have a memory problem, you have a belief problem. You believed you were limited. You were wrong. The only limit is the one you accept. Right now, you have 10 English words permanently stored in your Mind Palace. That took 5 minutes. In 1 hour, you'll have 100 words. In a week, you could have 700 words. In a month, 3,000 words. That's enough to have sophisticated conversations about anything. Do you understand what this means? You have no more excuses. The method works. The only question is whether you'll use it. Let's address the resistance you're feeling right now. Part of you is thinking, this seems hard. This seems like too much work. I just want an easy way. That voice is your ego protecting your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is a trap. It's the warm, soft place where dreams go to die. Every person who ever achieved anything had to leave their comfort zone and walk into discomfort, fear, uncertainty. You want to speak fluent English? Then you must be willing to feel stupid sometimes. You must be willing to make mistakes. You must be willing to do things that feel awkward and strange, like building a mind palace. Because the alternative is staying exactly where you are right now, and you already know that's not good enough. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. 10 years from now, do you want to look back and think, I could have been fluent if I had just tried that method? Or do you want to look back and think, that was the day everything changed? Here's what most people don't understand about memory. You don't remember words, you remember experiences. When you learned your first language as a child, nobody gave you flashcards. You learned by living. You touched a hot stove and learned hot. You fell down and learned hurt. You ate something delicious and learned yummy. Every word was connected to a sensation, a feeling, a moment. That's why you still remember them. The Mind Palace recreates this natural learning process. Every word becomes an experience. You're not memorizing vocabulary, you're living it. And when you speak English, these words don't feel foreign anymore. They feel like old friends you've known forever. They feel like part of you. Let's go deeper. We're going to expand your palace and add 90 more words, but first you need to understand the levels of memory. Level 1 is recognition. You see a word and you kind of know what it means. This is weak. This is passive. Level 2 is recall. Someone asks you for a word and you can produce it after thinking hard. This is better but still slow. Level 3 is automatic retrieval. The word appears in your mind instantly, effortlessly, like it was always there. This is fluency. This is power. The Mind Palace takes you directly to level 3 because the images are so strong that the words are no longer separate from your memory. They are your memory. When you think of your bed, you automatically think exhausted. The connection is unbreakable. Now we build the second floor of your palace. If you used your bedroom for the first 10 words, now use your living room for the next 10. If you used your entire home, use your neighbor's home, or the route from your home to the nearest store. The palace can be as large as you need it to be. Memory champions build palaces with thousands of locations. You're just getting started. Let's place 10 more words. Think about English words you struggle with, words you've tried to learn but always forget. Let's say the words are anxious, beneficial, calculate, deceive, eager, flexible, genuine, hesitate, ignore, justify. We'll place them in your living room. Location 1 is your sofa. The word is anxious. See yourself sitting on the sofa, unable to stay still. You're shaking your leg rapidly, biting your nails, looking around nervously. Your heart is pounding so hard you can see your chest moving. You're anxious, and the feeling is overwhelming. Maybe there's a clock on the wall ticking loudly, making it worse. Location 2 is your television. The word is beneficial. The TV shows a before and after transformation. On the left side of the screen, someone looks sick and tired. On the right side, after eating healthy food and exercising, they look strong and happy. You can see the beneficial effects clearly. The change is dramatic and undeniable. Location 3 is your coffee table. The word is calculate. See a calculator on the table, but it's enormous, the size of the entire table. Numbers are flying across its screen at impossible speed, calculating thousands of equations per second. You press a button and smoke comes out. It's working so hard to calculate that it's overheating. Location 4 is a plant in the corner. The word is deceive. The plant looks beautiful and healthy, but when you touch it, you discover it's fake. It's plastic. You've been deceived. You feel disappointed, maybe a little angry. The plant looked so real, but it was a lie. Location 5 is a window with curtains. The word is eager. You're standing at the window, pulling the curtains aside eagerly, waiting for someone to arrive. You're bouncing on your toes, checking your watch, looking down the street. You're so eager you can't control your excitement. Your face is pressed against the glass. Location 6 is a bookcase. The word is flexible. The bookcase starts bending like rubber. It twists and flexes and returns to its original shape. You push it and it bends all the way to the floor, then springs back up. It's incredibly flexible, almost alive. Location 7 is a family photo on the wall. The word is genuine. The people in the photo are smiling genuine smiles, not fake ones. You can see it in their eyes. The joy is real. The love is real. It's a genuine moment captured forever, and you can feel the warmth of it. Location 8 is a lamp again. The word is hesitate. You reach for the lamp's switch, but you hesitate. Your hand hovers there, shaking, unable to decide whether to turn it on or off. Time seems to slow down during your hesitation. You can feel the internal conflict. Location 9 is a rug on the floor. The word is ignore. There's a huge stain on the rug that everyone is ignoring. People walk around it, look away from it, pretend it doesn't exist. You try to point it out, but they ignore you too. The feeling of being ignored is frustrating, isolating. Location 10 is the door leading out of the room. The word is justify. You're standing at the door explaining to someone why you're leaving. You're justifying your decision with reasons and excuses. They're questioning you and you keep giving more justifications, getting defensive. You can feel the need to make them understand, to make your choice seem right. Walk through these 10 locations now. Sofa, anxious. Television, beneficial. Coffee table, calculate. Plant, deceive. Window, eager. Bookcase, flexible. Photo, genuine. Lamp, hesitate. Rug, ignore. Door, justify. That's 20 words total now. Do you see how quickly this builds? Do you see how different this feels from flashcards? This is not studying. This is experiencing. This is not work. This is power. Let's talk about a crucial principle. The more senses you use, the stronger the memory. When you create your images, don't just see them, feel them. What's the temperature? What's the texture? What do you smell? What do you hear? If the word is whisper, don't just imagine someone whispering. Hear the actual sound in your mind. Feel their breath on your ear. Get chills from the intimacy of it. If the word is bitter, don't just think of something bitter. Taste it. Feel your face scrunching up, your tongue pulling back, the unpleasant sensation filling your mouth. The more dimensions you add to the memory, the deeper it goes into your brain. This is why movies are more memorable than books, and why experiences are more memorable than movies. You want your mind palace to be a full sensory experience, a place so real that your brain can't tell the difference between the memory and reality. Another powerful technique is making yourself the protagonist of every scene. Don't watch things happen to other people. Make them happen to you. If the word is fall, don't imagine someone else falling. Imagine yourself falling. Feel the moment of lost balance, the rush of air, the fear in your stomach, the impact. If the word is victory, don't watch someone else win. Feel yourself winning. Raise your arms in triumph, hear the crowd cheering for you, feel the overwhelming pride and joy. When you're personally involved in the memory, your brain assigns it maximum importance. It stops being information and starts being autobiography. And your brain never forgets your own story. We're going to add 30 more words now, building a third section of your palace. Choose your kitchen if you haven't used it yet. The kitchen is perfect because it has many distinct locations. Refrigerator, stove, sink, cabinets, countertops, table, chairs. Let's say the words are accomplish, aware, capacity, delegate, efficient, frustrate, gratitude, harsh, implement, journal. We'll do these quickly because you understand the method now. Refrigerator, accomplish. Open the fridge and it's filled with gold medals and trophies. You've accomplished so much that your achievements don't fit anywhere else. They're overflowing from the refrigerator. Stove, aware. You put your hand near the stove and become intensely aware that it's hot. You pull back just in time, your awareness saving you from a burn. Sink, capacity. The sink is overflowing, water spilling everywhere because it's at full capacity. You try to stop it, but more water keeps coming. Cabinets, delegate. You open a cabinet and see tiny versions of yourself inside, each one doing a different task. You've delegated all your responsibilities to these little helpers. Countertop, efficient. Watch someone prepare a meal on the countertop at superhuman speed. They're incredibly efficient, every movement perfect, no wasted motion. In seconds, a complete meal is ready. Table, frustrate. You're trying to assemble furniture on the table, but none of the pieces fit. You follow the instructions, but it doesn't work. You're frustrated, ready to throw the pieces across the room. Chair, gratitude. Someone you love is sitting in the chair, and you feel overwhelming gratitude for them being in your life. Maybe you hug them and say thank you. The feeling is warm and powerful. Another chair, harsh. The chair is made of rough wood with splinters. When you sit on it, It's harsh and painful. The discomfort is immediate and sharp. Drawer implement. Open the drawer and it's filled with tools, hammers, screwdrivers, wrenches. You need to implement a plan, and these tools will help you build something. Windowsill. Journal. There's a beautiful leather journal on the windowsill, open to a page with your handwriting. You read your own thoughts from yesterday, seeing your life documented on the pages. 10 more words. Let's use your bathroom. The locations are mirror, shower, toilet, bathtub, sink, medicine cabinet, door, towel rack, scale, trash can. The words are keen, limb, modest, notify, obtain, perceive, quest, rely, secure, thrive. Mirror. Keen. You look in the mirror and your reflection has incredibly keen eyes, sharp and focused like a hawk. You can see every detail with perfect clarity. Shower. Limb. In the shower, you're washing each limb carefully, arms, legs, focusing on the word limb as you touch each one. Toilet. Modest. There's a modest, simple toilet. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just modest and functional. Bathtub. Notify. Your phone is ringing in the bathtub, notifications going crazy. Someone is trying to notify you of something urgent. Sink. Obtain. You turn the faucet but no water comes out. You need to obtain water somehow. You're searching the bathroom, desperate to obtain what you need. Medicine cabinet. Perceive. You open the cabinet and see dozens of eyes staring at you. They perceive everything. You feel watched, examined. The eyes blink and follow your movements. Door. Quest. The bathroom door becomes a medieval castle door. Behind it is a quest, an adventure waiting for you. You're a hero about to begin. Towel rack. Rely. The towel rack is the only thing keeping you from falling. You rely on it completely, gripping it tight, trusting it to support your weight. Scale. Secure. The scale is bolted to the floor with chains and locks. It's completely secure, impossible to move or steal. Trash can. Thrive. The trash can is filled with dead plants, but one green shoot is growing up and out, thriving despite being in garbage. It's surviving and thriving against all odds. That's 40 words now. You see the pattern. Every word transforms into a scene. Every scene lives in a specific location. Every location is part of your journey through your palace. The structure makes everything easy. There's no chaos, no confusion, just a simple walk through familiar spaces where extraordinary things are happening. This is how ancient orators memorized 6-hour speeches. This is how modern memory champions memorize thousands of random numbers. This is how you will master English vocabulary so completely that native speakers will be impressed. Let's address something important. You might be thinking, this takes too long. I can't spend 5 minutes on 10 words. But here's the truth. You're not spending time, you're investing it. Yes, creating vivid images takes a few minutes, but once you've done it, those words are yours forever. Compare that to flashcards, where you spend hours reviewing the same words again and again and again, forgetting them over and over. Which is really faster? The method that takes 5 minutes once, or the method that takes 100 hours, spread across months? The mind palace is efficient in the long term, and you're not building a life for the short term, you're building a life for decades. Also understand that the more you use this technique, the faster you become. Right now, creating an image might take 30 seconds. After you've done this for a week, it takes 10 seconds. After a month, it takes 3 seconds. Your brain develops the skill of rapid visualization. It becomes automatic. Eventually, you'll be able to memorize 20 words in 5 minutes, then 50 words in 10 minutes. Memory is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And unlike physical muscles that get weaker with age, your memory can keep improving your entire life if you use the right methods. Let's add another 30 words to reach 70 total. Choose your workplace or your school if you haven't used those yet. Let's say the locations are various rooms and desks. The words are abandon, benefit, sight, dignity, emerge, fade, glance, hollow, infinite, joint, keen, launch, merit, notion, outcome, perceive, query, retrieve, solid, tactic, ultimate, vacant, weigh, yield, zone, abstract, bond, criteria, devote, enhance. We'll accelerate now because your mind is ready. See someone abandoning a desk, leaving everything behind and walking away forever. At the next location, see light shining on a plant, and the plant growing rapidly from the benefit of the light. See someone citing a book, pointing to specific pages and quotes with intense focus. See a person standing with perfect dignity, despite being criticized, head high, unbroken. See a submarine emerging from water, breaking the surface dramatically. See a photograph slowly fading, the colors disappearing until it's blank. See yourself taking a quick glance at a paper, just a split-second look. See a hollow log with a massive hole through its center, completely empty inside. See infinite stars spreading across a ceiling, endless and overwhelming. See two pieces of wood being connected at a joint, fitting perfectly together. See a rocket launching into the sky, fire and smoke everywhere, the ground shaking. See a trophy representing merit, earned through hard work, polished and shining. See a light bulb appearing above someone's head as they get a notion, a sudden idea. See dice being rolled to determine an outcome, everyone watching to see what happens. See glasses being put on, and suddenly everything becomes clear as you perceive details you missed. See a question mark symbol, representing a query someone is asking. See a dog retrieving a ball and bringing it back, running at full speed. See a solid rock wall, unbreakable, permanent, immovable. See a chessboard where someone is executing a clever tactic, moving pieces strategically. See a mountain peak representing the ultimate goal, the highest possible achievement. See an empty, vacant parking space, nobody there, abandoned. See someone weighing options on a scale, trying to make a difficult decision. See a plant yielding fruit, branches heavy with the harvest. See a sports player entering the zone, completely focused, in flow state, unstoppable. See abstract art on a wall, shapes and colors that don't represent anything specific. See two hands shaking, forming a bond of trust and partnership. See a checklist of criteria that must be met, items being checked off. See someone devoting all their energy to a project, working late into the night. See before and after photos showing how technology enhanced an image, making it sharper and more beautiful. That's 70 words. 30 more and you'll have 100. Let's use outdoor locations now. Your neighborhood, the path to the store, the park. The final 30 words are adequate, barrier, collapse, drastic, eliminate, fierce, glimpse, hypothesis, illustrate, justice, keen, legitimate, maintain, negotiate, obstacle, pursue, rational, strategy, temporary, unity, valid, withdraw, advocate, construct, demonstrate, evaluate, foundation, generate, hypothesis, integrate. See an adequate meal, just enough food, but nothing special. See a barrier blocking a road, forcing you to stop. See a building collapsing in slow motion, dust and debris everywhere. See a drastic haircut, someone's long hair cut completely short, shocking transformation. See dirt and stains being eliminated, disappearing as you watch. See a fierce tiger, teeth bared, ready to attack. See catching a glimpse of something moving in the shadows, there for a moment then gone. See a scientist writing a hypothesis on a whiteboard, explaining their theory. See someone illustrating a story with hand gestures, making it come alive. See scales of justice perfectly balanced, representing fairness. See a knife blade, sharp and keen, cutting through everything easily. See a legitimate certificate with official stamps and signatures proving authenticity. See someone maintaining a garden, pulling weeds, watering plants, keeping it perfect. See two people negotiating, going back and forth, trying to reach agreement. See an obstacle in a path, a fallen tree you have to climb over. See someone pursuing a dream, running after it with determination. See rational thinking represented by logical equations and clear reasoning. See a strategy map with arrows showing battle plans. See a temporary tent that will be taken down tomorrow. See puzzle pieces coming together to create unity, separate parts becoming one. See a valid ticket with today's date, approved and official. See someone withdrawing money from an ATM, cash coming out. See an advocate standing up for someone else, defending them passionately. See workers constructing a building, laying bricks methodically. See a teacher demonstrating an experiment, showing how something works. See someone evaluating options, carefully examining each choice. See the foundation of a house, the concrete base everything else stands on. See a generator creating electricity, sparks flying, power flowing. See a hypothesis being tested in a laboratory, scientists observing results. See ingredients being integrated into a recipe, mixed together to create something new. 100 words. You did it. Now comes the moment of truth. Close your eyes and walk through your entire mind palace from beginning to end. Start at your bedroom door. Walk through all 10 locations in your bedroom. Move to your living room. Walk through those 10 locations. Continue to your kitchen, bathroom, workplace, and outdoor route. How many of the 100 words can you remember? If you can recall even 50 on your first complete journey, you've just accomplished something extraordinary. If you recall 70, you're already better than 90% of language learners. If you recall 90 or more, you've proven you have a memory that rivals professionals. But here's what matters most. Every word you forgot, you can fix immediately. Go back to that location and make the image more intense. Add more emotion, make it weirder, make it more personal. The beauty of the Mind Palace is that it's flexible. You can edit, improve, and strengthen any memory at any time. Unlike traditional memorization where forgetting means starting over, forgetting in the Mind Palace just means you need to make that one scene better. Everything else stays strong. Now let's talk about what you do with these words. Knowing them in your palace is powerful, but using them in conversation is the ultimate goal. Here's the process. Review your palace once today, once tomorrow, once in 3 days, once in a week, once in a month. That's 5 reviews total. After that, these words are permanent. They're part of you. But during those reviews, don't just walk through your palace silently. Speak the words out loud. Use them in sentences. As you see exhausted on your bed, say, "I am exhausted after working all day," or "She looked exhausted after the marathon." Connect the word to real usage. This links the memory to your speaking ability. Even better, write with these words. After reviewing your palace, open a journal and write a story using as many of the words as possible. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, it just has to use the vocabulary. Force yourself to integrate the words into your active use. This is the difference between passive knowledge and active fluency. Passive knowledge means you recognize the word when you see it. Active fluency means the word appears in your mind automatically when you need it. The Mind Palace gives you the foundation, but you must build the fluency through practice. Here's a challenge that will transform your English completely. Build a new palace every week. 100 words per week for 3 months. That's 1,200 words. Do you know what 1,200 words means? That's the vocabulary of an educated native speaker in everyday conversation. That's the difference between struggling to express basic ideas and being able to discuss philosophy, politics, emotions, dreams, anything. 1,200 words is freedom. And if you commit to this method, you'll have that freedom in 3 months. Not 3 years, not when you're older, not when circumstances are perfect. 3 months. 90 days from now, you could be a different person speaking a different level of English. But I know what's happening in your mind right now. You're negotiating. You're thinking, maybe I'll start next week. Maybe I'll do 50 words instead of 100. Maybe I'll just stick with flashcards because this seems complicated. Stop. That voice is fear disguised as reason. That voice has kept you stuck for years. That voice is the enemy. Every successful person in history had to silence that voice and act despite uncertainty. You think Elon Musk felt ready to build rockets? You think Oprah felt ready to start her own network? You think anyone who achieved something extraordinary felt completely prepared? No, they felt scared. They felt doubtful, but they acted anyway. Action comes first. Confidence comes second. The reason most people never improve their English is not because they lack resources. We live in the age of unlimited information. You can access millions of English lessons for free right now. The reason people don't improve is because they never commit to a system and execute it consistently. They jump from method to method, from app to app, from course to course, always searching for the magic solution that requires no effort. But that solution doesn't exist. Everything valuable requires effort. The question is whether you'll invest that effort wisely or waste it on methods that don't work. You've already wasted enough time. The flashcards didn't work. The repetition didn't work. The apps didn't work. You know this because you're watching this video searching for something better. Well, you found it. Now the only question is whether you have the courage to use it. Let's talk about the deeper transformation happening here. This is not just about English. The Mind Palace teaches you that your brain is capable of things you never imagined. Most people go through life using maybe 10% of their mental capacity because nobody taught them how to unlock the rest. You've been driving a Ferrari in first gear your entire life, wondering why you're so slow. The Mind Palace shifts you into 6th gear, Suddenly, you're not just memorizing vocabulary, you're memorizing phone numbers instantly. You're remembering names at parties. You're recalling entire conversations. You're learning new skills faster because you understand how memory actually works. This skill transfers to everything. Once you know how to build a palace, you can build one for anything. Historical dates, scientific formulas, business presentations, guitar chords, whatever you want to master. There's a concept in neuroscience called neuroplasticity. It means your brain physically changes based on what you do. When you practice the mind palace technique, you're not just memorizing words, you're rewiring your neural pathways. You're strengthening the connections between your hippocampus and your cortex. You're building new synapses. Your brain is becoming structurally different, more powerful, more efficient, and this change is permanent if you maintain the practice. This is why memory champions can perform feats that seem superhuman. Their brains have been trained and transformed. You have the same brain they do. You have the same potential. The only difference is they committed to the training and you haven't yet. But that changes today. I want you to think about your future self 1 year from now. Imagine 2 versions of yourself. Version 1 ignored this video. Version 1 went back to passive learning, scrolling through social media, waiting for motivation, making excuses. Where is that person 1 year from now? Still struggling with English, still avoiding conversations, still feeling frustrated and ashamed, still watching beginner videos and pretending this time will be different. Now imagine version 2. Version 2 finished this video, built their first mind palace today, and committed to 100 words per week. Where is that person 1 year from now? Speaking English confidently in business meetings, traveling to foreign countries without fear, making international friends, reading books in English for pleasure, thinking in English, dreaming in English. That person looks in the mirror and sees someone powerful, someone who keeps promises to themselves, someone who transforms their life through discipline. Which version do you want to be? You choose right now, not tomorrow, now. Here's what I want you to do immediately after this video ends. Don't wait. Don't think about it. Don't let the motivation fade. Take a piece of paper or open a notes app on your phone. Choose your first location, your bedroom or wherever you decided. Write down 10 specific locations in that room in order. Then choose 10 English words you need to learn. They can be words you've tried to learn before and forgot. They can be words from this video. They can be words you looked up yesterday. It doesn't matter. Just choose 10 words that will make your English better. Then spend the next 10 minutes creating vivid, bizarre, emotional images for each word at each location. Make them so strange you can't forget them. Walk through your palace 3 times. Speak the words out loud. Use them in sentences. Then close your eyes and test yourself. I promise you, if you do this with full commitment, you will remember at least 8 out of 10 words. And that small success will prove to you that this method works. That proof will give you the confidence to continue. That continuation will give you fluency. That fluency will give you opportunities. Those opportunities will change your life. Let me tell you what separates people who succeed from people who fail. It's not intelligence. Some of the smartest people I know are stuck in mediocre lives because they never execute. It's not resources. People with nothing have built empires while people with everything have wasted their advantages. It's not luck. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and you create your own opportunities through action. The only thing that separates success from failure is this: successful people are willing to be uncomfortable. They're willing to do things that feel awkward and stupid at first. They're willing to fail repeatedly and keep trying. They're willing to look foolish in the short term to be exceptional in the long term. Building a mind palace feels weird the first time. Talking to yourself in English feels embarrassing. Making mistakes feels painful. But discomfort is the price of growth. If you're not willing to pay that price, you'll stay exactly where you are forever. And forever is a long time to live with regret. Think about the conversations you've avoided because you didn't have the words. Think about the opportunities you lost because you couldn't express yourself. Think about the frustration of knowing what you want to say in your native language, but being unable to translate it to English. Every one of those moments was painful. That pain adds up. It becomes a weight you carry every day, the weight of unfulfilled potential. The mind palace is how you put that weight down. It's how you stop being a victim of your limitations and become the architect of your own abilities. You're not asking permission anymore. You're not hoping to get lucky, you're taking control. There's a quote that changed my perspective on learning. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. You can't change the fact that you didn't start learning English seriously when you were younger. You can't get back the years you wasted on ineffective methods, but you can change what happens next. You can decide that today is the day you stop making excuses and start building something real. The Mind Palace is your tree. Plant it today. Water it every week with 100 new words. In a few months, you'll have a forest of vocabulary that provides shade and fruit for the rest of your life. Or you can do nothing, and a year from now you'll be watching another video just like this one, hoping for a miracle, still stuck in the same place. The choice is brutally simple. Let me share something personal. I used to believe I had a terrible memory. I would forget names seconds after meeting people. I would study for exams and blank out completely. I convinced myself that some people were just born with good memories, and I wasn't one of them. That belief limited me for years. Then I discovered the method of fluency, the Mind Palace technique. I was skeptical at first. It seemed too simple, too weird, but I tried it anyway because I was desperate. I built my first palace using my childhood home. I placed 20 Spanish words there because I was learning Spanish at the time, and I remembered 19 out of 20 on my first review. I was shocked. Then I was angry. Angry that nobody had taught me this in school. Angry that I had wasted years believing I was incapable. But mostly I was excited, because I realized that everything I thought was impossible was actually just locked behind the wrong approach. Once I had the right key, every door opened. That's what I want for you. I want you to have that moment of realization where you understand that you've been capable all along. The Mind Palace works for children and works for elderly people. It works for people with learning disabilities and works for geniuses. It works regardless of your background, your education, your current level. It works because it's based on how human brains actually function, not on some theory of education invented by people who never studied neuroscience. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans survived by remembering locations. That's what your brain is optimized for. We're finally using our brains the way they were designed to be used, and the results are extraordinary. Now I want to address the people who are still skeptical. You're thinking, this might work for some people, but I'm different. My memory is really bad. This won't work for me. I understand that thought because I had it too. But here's the truth. You already use the Mind Palace technique without realizing it. Have you ever smelled something and suddenly remembered a specific moment from years ago? That's your brain linking sensory information to location and emotion. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there, but as soon as you return to the original room, you remember? That's the method of fluency happening naturally. Your brain is constantly creating these connections. The Mind Palace just makes the process conscious and controlled. You're not learning something unnatural. You're harnessing something you already do accidentally and making it intentional. Let's talk about mistakes. You're going to make mistakes while building your palace. You're going to forget words sometimes. You're going to create images that don't work. That's not failure, that's feedback. Every mistake teaches you what doesn't work, so you can do better next time. Memory champions don't have perfect memories. They've just failed more times than you have and learned from it. They know which images stick and which don't. They know how to adjust when something isn't working. You'll develop that intuition too. After you've built 3 or 4 palaces, you'll understand your own mind better. You'll know what types of images work best for you. Some people respond better to humorous images. Some prefer emotional ones. Some like violent or shocking imagery. There's no wrong answer. Whatever makes the word memorable for you is correct. Here's a practical tip for maintaining your palaces long term. Review is essential, but you don't need to review everything every day. Use spaced repetition principles with your Mind Palace. Review on day 1, day 2, day 4, day 7, day 14, day 30. Those 6 reviews are enough to make any memory permanent. After 30 days, that palace is solid. You can build a new palace every week, and after the first month, you're only reviewing new palaces while the old ones take care of themselves. Within 3 months, you'll have 12 palaces with 1,200 words, and you'll only be actively reviewing the 3 most recent palaces. It's sustainable. It's not overwhelming. It just requires 15 minutes a day of focused practice. You waste more time than that scrolling social media without learning anything. Imagine if you redirected just 15 minutes a day to building your English fluency. Where would you be in a year? In 5 years? The compound effect of small daily actions is the most powerful force in personal development. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you are thinking, I don't have time for this. That's the most common excuse, and it's the most dishonest one. You have time. Everyone has the same 24 hours. The difference is how you use them. You have time to watch Netflix. You have time to scroll Instagram. You have time to lie in bed worrying about your problems. You have time. What you don't have is prioritization. What you don't have is a clear understanding of what matters. If speaking English fluently is actually important to you, you'll find 15 minutes. If it's not important, stop pretending it is and accept that you'll never be fluent. But don't lie to yourself and say you don't have time. Say the truth. You don't think it's worth your time. And if that's true, ask yourself why you're watching this video. Here's what I believe about you. Even though we've never met, I believe you have greatness inside you that you haven't accessed yet. I believe you're capable of things you can't currently imagine. I believe your potential is being suffocated by doubt, fear, and bad habits. I believe you know this, and it haunts you. I believe you want to change, but you're terrified of failure. I believe you've tried and failed before, and you're scared to hope again. I believe that underneath all the excuses and resistance, there's a part of you that's screaming, yes, I want this. I'm ready to fight for this. That's the part I'm speaking to right now. Not the scared part that wants to stay comfortable. Not the cynical part that says nothing ever works. The warrior part. The part of you that refuses to die without reaching your potential. That part knows the mind palace is your weapon. Use it. The moment you finish this video, you're at a crossroads. Path 1 leads back to your normal life. You close this video. Maybe you feel inspired for a few minutes, but then you get distracted. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes never. 5 years pass and you're still in the same place, watching videos like this, hoping something will change. Path 2 is different. Path 2 is uncomfortable. You finish this video and immediately, before doubt can creep in, you grab paper and pen. You choose your location. You choose your words. You build your first mind palace. Your hands might shake a little because you're doing something new. Your images might feel forced at first, but you do it anyway. You walk through your palace 3 times. You test yourself. You see that it works, and something shifts inside you. You realize you've been lied to about your own capabilities. You realize change is possible. You realize you're not stuck. That realization plants a seed. You water that seed every week with a new palace. In 3 months, you have a garden. In a year, you have a forest. In 5 years, you're teaching other people how to transform their lives. Which path will you choose? Choose now. I want you to understand something crucial. This video is not entertainment. This is not content to consume passively and forget. This is a tool, a weapon, a key to a door you've been trying to open for years. But the tool is useless if you don't use it. I've given you everything you need. The method is proven. The science is solid. The results are guaranteed if you commit. The only variable is you. Are you going to act or just admire the idea of acting? Are you going to build your palace or just think about how cool it would be to have one? The difference between dreamers and achievers is execution. Dreamers love the idea of success. Achievers love the process of building success. Which one are you? There's no more to teach. You have the method, you have the structure, you have 100 example words. You have the knowledge that your brain is far more powerful than you believed. Now comes the part that only you can do. Now comes the discipline. Now comes the daily choice to be better than yesterday. Nobody can do this for you. I can't walk through your palace for you. Your teachers can't. Your parents can't. This is your responsibility. This is your opportunity. This is your life. The question is simple and terrible. Will you look back at this moment as the day you finally changed, or as another time you almost tried but didn't? The pain of regret is worse than the pain of discipline. Choose the pain that leads somewhere. You are not weak. You are not stupid. You are not incapable. You are powerful beyond your imagination. You have a brain that can store infinite information if you learn how to use it. You have the ability to speak multiple languages, to master complex skills, to achieve things that right now seem impossible. But you have to stop waiting for permission. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. You have to stop waiting for confidence to arrive before you start. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after. You build confidence by keeping promises to yourself. So make a promise right now. Promise yourself you'll build one mind palace today. Not a perfect one. Not a massive one. Just one small palace with 10 words. Keep that promise. Then tomorrow make another promise and keep it. String together enough kept promises and you'll transform your entire life. The perfect time is now. The perfect place is here. The perfect version of you is not some future fantasy. It's the person you become through action today. Stop preparing to start. Stop planning to begin. Stop researching the perfect method. Start. Build your palace. Memorize your words. Speak them out loud. Use them in sentences, write them in paragraphs, make mistakes, adjust, improve. That's the process. Simple, brutal, effective. This is your wake-up call. The alarm is ringing. The question is whether you'll hit snooze and roll over, or whether you'll get up and fight for the life you deserve. I can't make that choice for you, but I can tell you this. Everything you want is on the other side of action. Your fluent English, your confidence, your opportunities, your transformed life, it's all there waiting. The only thing between you and that future is the choice you make in the next 60 seconds. Build your palace. Change your life. Become unstoppable. The time is now. You are ready. Go.